Hello everybody, my name is Smarty, short for Smarty Reads, and welcome back. Today I'm going to read a new book called Mallory in the Spotlight. It's written by Laurie Friedman and illustrated by Jennifer Callis. Let's begin. The table of contents. There's a word from Mallory, Newsflash, tale of two friends, so on. And I will read photos and reviews and a recipe in one video. And then I'll read a word from Mallory and Newsflash in one video as well. And then other chapters I'll read one by one. So yeah, let's begin. A word from Mallory. My name is Mallory McDonald, like the restaurant, but no relation, and I have a big problem. Actually, I have a BFBB. A problem. In case you don't know what that means, I'll tell you. I have a best friend behaving badly problem. The best friend I'm talking about is Marianne, and the reason she's behaving badly is because she's not acting like my best friend. In fact, she's acting like she hardly knows who I am. I'm not kidding. As far as Marianne is concerned, I might as well start wearing a t-shirt that says I'm invisible. Whenever Marianne sees me, which lately isn't very often, she actually looks the other way and pretends like I'm not even there. If you ask yourself why she would do something like that, you can stop asking. I'll tell you the answer in one simple word. Jealousy. That's right, Marianne is jealous of me. If you're wondering why she would be jealous of me, I'll tell you that too. She's jealous because I got something she wants, and instead of being happy for me, she's being unhappy for herself. Now do you see what I mean by best friend behaving badly? Mom says I should talk to Marianne. Mom says there are always two sides to every story. But I can say this doesn't have anything to do with sides. It has to do with acting. Marianne needs to start acting like my best friend. Period. End of story. Which, if you ask me, has only one side. Mine. Newsflash. Here's a riddle. Whose name starts with an A, her friend's name starts with a D, and they're jumping around my fourth grade classroom like they're either on a trampoline or really excited about something. If you guessed Ariel and Danielle, you guessed right. Newsflash, says Ariel as soon as I walk through the door with my best friends Marianne and Joey. What's the news, I ask. We know, but we're not telling, says Danielle. We got here early, so Mr. Knight told us, says Ariel, like the idea that they were there to get the information is almost as exciting as the information itself. The bell rings. Class, take your seats, please, says my teacher, Mr. Knight. Since you're late, you'll have to hear it when Mr. Knight tells the rest of the class, whispers Ariel. I give Marianne and Joey a I know they're enjoying knowing something we don't look. How do we know we even want to know what it is? I whisper back. She and Danielle look at each other like they have to hold in their laughter. Trust me, says Danielle, you're going to want to know. Even though I don't like Ariel and Danielle, I don't like that Ariel and Danielle know something that Marianne, Joey, and I don't. I do like that Mr. Knight has something exciting to tell us. I cross my toes. I hope whatever he has to say is as exciting as Ariel and Danielle think it is. Class, says Mr. Knight, once everyone is seated. Before we begin our lessons, I have an announcement. He writes the word Annie on the board. Fern Falls Elementary is going to be putting on a musical called Annie. I'm sure some of you are familiar with the plot. If you are not, and then to the side there's Mr. Knight writing Annie on the board. If you're not, it is the story of an orphan girl and her dog and what they go through to find a family. Plot. The story, or in simple English, what's it all about? Mr. Knight smiles. It's a heartwarming story, and it will be a lot of fun for everyone at our school who chooses to participate. A lot of hands go up. Mr. Knight motions us to put our hands down. I'm thrilled to see you're all enthusiastic. Let me finish explaining, then you may ask questions. The show is open to all students at Fern Falls Elementary. Auditions will be next week. If you are interested in trying out, please come see me. I will give you a pre-selected piece of the script which you will need to memorize and recite at the auditions. As Annie is a musical, you will also need to be prepared to sing a song of your choice. There will even be some dancing involved for those who like to dance. Script: the text of a play. Everyone starts talking at the same time. I know why Ariel and Danielle were so excited. This is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to try out, I say to Marianne, who is at the desk next to me. We should pick our songs after school today so we can start practicing. Okay, says Marianne. She picks at the frayed edges of her notebook like that is much interesting than picking a song. Aren't you excited to try out? I ask her. Before she can answer, Mr. Knight tells everyone to quiet down. If anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer them. When is the show? Asks Ariel. April. When is the next show? Asks April. Next month, says Mr. Knight. Once the show is cast, it will take some time for the actors to memorize their parts and to get everything ready, like costumes and scenery. Joey raises his hands. What if we don't want to be in this show, but you want to help do something else? Mr. Knight nods like he approves of the question. You will be able to sign up to be part of the crew, he says. There will be all kinds of things for the crew to do, like lighting and scenery and makeup. And then there's Mallory, Marianne, April, and then there's Joey, all sitting at the same table. Some of the boys laugh. I don't think Joey hasn't had makeup in mind, but when he asked the question, Pamela Brooks, my good friend and deskmate from last year, raises her hand. Who is going to be the director of the show? Director, the person in charge of a show. Mr. Knight smiles again. That is a surprise, but I will tell you that we are bringing in someone very special who has done lots of plays. Everyone starts talking about the mystery person, but Mr. Knight stops us. Class, please open your math books and let's continue the section we're doing on fractions. Mr. Knight starts explaining about dividing a pie into parts. I look at the numerator and denominator he's written on the board. It's hard to think about parts of the pie, even if I can imagine that it is my favorite pie, chocolate marshmallow, when all I can think about is Annie. I can't wait to look for a song and start practicing lines from the script. And I'm not the only one who is thinking about it. At lunch, Annie is all that everyone at my table is talking about. I can't wait to try out for Annie, says Zoe. Me too, says Anna. Me three, I say like I haven't been this excited about anything in a long time, and the truth is I haven't. Ariel and Danielle look at each other, then they look at me. I think it's pretty obvious that not everyone who tries out will get the part, says Danielle. At least not a good one, says Ariel. We've been dancing for a long time. Danielle gives Ariel a, we're going to get good parts because we are good dancers look. I know Ariel and Danielle think they will get great parts, and I won't. Usually they say stuff like this, it bothers me. When they say stuff like this, it bothers me. But today I'm so excited that I don't let it. And then on the top, there's Mallory, there's Zoe and Hannah, and there's Marianne sitting next to Mallory. I put my peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich back in my lunch bag. I'm too excited to eat, I tell Marianne. Want to come over after school and we can pick our songs? Okay, says Marianne, but her okay doesn't sound very enthusiastic. Come on, I say as I drag her out of the cafeteria. Let's go get the script from Mr. Knight, and we'll have everything we need this afternoon to get started. Okay, Marianne says again, like that's what she'll do if I want to, but she doesn't really care if she does it. I look at my friend. I don't know what part of the script Mr. Knight is going to give us, but for Marianne's sake, I hope it has the word okay, in it. That's the one word Marianne seems to be really good at saying lately. That's the end of that chapter. I'll see you next time when I read A Tale of Two Friends, Part 1. Bye, everyone.